guys, this is Mel from That's My MO, as in That's My Milo and Olivia. If you like what I do, please subscribe, please like, and please share. Thank you, and as always, have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you are. Hi my friends, so today I am at my favorite bird store, Chirping Friends in Shelby Township, and I'm going to show you what you need to consider purchasing if you are a brand new bird owner and you have no idea what to do. I'm here to help and I will guide you through your adventure. These cages are perfect for your small birds, for your finches. Actually, finches should have a flight cage. I will look to see if she has one. For your canaries, for your lovebirds, maybe a conure, but actually a conure probably should have a little bit of, maybe this bigger one would be good for a conure. This is a pretty good size for a conure. This is a very good size for your medium-sized birds, like maybe the larger conures, cherry-headed, or your ringneck, Indian ringnecks, or your lorikeets. These are like medium-sized cages, perfect for them. Your cockatoo, especially a Moroccan like I have, will need a huge cage. This is a ginormous cage right here. And your African gray or your macaw will need a big cage. Your macaw might need a bigger cage than that even, but it would be sufficient if you had this one, for example. But these are like some big cages for your bigger birds. The size of your macaw cage should be at least this big. Look, it's as big as me. And there's your macaw. Beautiful. I really like cages that have a play top, because then you can let them out, and if they feel super comfortable on their cages, they still get to play on the outside. Okay, make sure that you supply your new bird with plenty of toys. Make sure that they're according to the size of the bird. Of course, your little bird will need toys more like this, teeny tiny. We're talking your canary, we're talking your finches, your budgies. Lovebirds will need toys like this. And your macaws or cockatoos, they can go for a giant toy like this. Some birds prefer fuzzy toys and toys with strings on it, especially those that can tend to be pluckers. So these are really good toys to take and put in the cages. Anything that's like a paper or this kind of toy. These are all very good toys for birds that tend to be pluckers. So this whole stand is for birds that like to pluck. Another really good toy for your little birds are these kebabs. They're very soft. They're made out of yucca, and they're really soft. So these satisfy the chewing urge of your little birds. You can get them in little different sizes. So this would be like for, let's say, a budgie, and then of course, well, don't give this to anything bigger than, no, don't give this to an Amazon or an African gray maybe, but don't give this to a macaw, because there's like gonna be 3 bites and it's gonna be done. I speak from experience. Any of the bigger or smarter birds, I'm not saying that, I mean, they're all smart, but like the African grays, they like to forage into puzzles, and so these are the kind of toys that you can get them. These are puzzle toys that you put a piece of food in the toy, and then they have to figure out how to get it out. You should always have a big variety of perches in your cage, starting with soft perches like these ropes. Be careful when you have ropes in your cage when they start to fray. Make sure you cut them back with scissors or remove them. These are easy to clean. Just soak them in the sink and remove, and then let air dry and put back in the cage. Most of the birds benefit from having a cuddle bone in their cages also. These are mostly the small birds. Again, that will replenish their calcium needs, mineral needs. Some birds like drinking their water out of a bowl like this, but some birds are also trained to drink their water from bottles like this, like a hamster would. It all depends on what they were taught, and they can be taught both ways, but do make sure that when you put a bottle like this in that you also supply them with a bowl, just in case they don't know how to get the water out of this yet. You don't want them being thirsty. When getting your first bird, you should always consider to make sure that you have these kind of rough perches for nail and beak maintenance. These are very good perches that they can rub their beaks on and clean them and their feet by standing on it. But do make sure that this is not the only perch that they have, because they are rough and they will get sores on their feet if they only have this in their cage. I also have this in my bird's cage. These are calcium perches. They chew on them and then they eat some of it. Most of it goes on the floor, but they eat some of it, and they are very good for them to supplement their calcium intake. Yep. If you like your bird in your shower, then these are shower perches. Some birds really like sitting in showers with their owners. I give them showers with a spray bottle and sometimes put them in the shower, but just for real quick. But if you like to take them with you, this is a good option. These have suction cups, and then you can just set your bird down while you take your shower and make sure that you don't get any soap or anything on them. So you are supposed to put different kind of perches, different materials. So these are natural perches for different textures on their feet. They are uneven, different widths, so that's good for their feet. So it prevents them from getting bumblefoot or any foot illnesses. So I would say at least 1 or 2 of these natural branches in a cage would be very beneficial for your new bird. And they come in all kinds of different varieties. These have little bark on it, so the birds love to just chew on that. Be prepared to replenish these because they do chew on them and they will break. After a while, you'd have to get a new one. If you can afford it, it would be very nice to have a really nice stand for your bird. Of course, these stands are for your bigger birds. For your cockatoos, your Amazons, your macaws will sit nicely on these. Then you have these other stands like this. Now this would be good for any bird, really. Any of your medium-sized birds. And here's a tree. I have one of these trees for my birds. They really like it. Then you have these jungle gyms that are very exciting for birds. You can just deck them out with lots of toys and things to entertain them and keep those beaks busy. And then you have these kind of stands which are very nice too, and you can still put lots of toys on them too. Your smaller birds, like the budgies and lovebirds, will very much appreciate a little tiny jungle gym like this. It's very cute and they will really love it. Of course, you all know that food is extremely important. I advocate that you feed your animals pellets because they will be balanced. They will have all the necessary nutrients that they need in them. You can give them just a few seeds as a treat because they are birds and they do like seeds, but please make sure that it is more like a treat or use it for training purposes. Maybe at night you give your bird the seeds. During the day, always available, you should have all kinds of pellets. Find the right one for your bird. Some prefer colorful ones, some prefer the non-colorful ones, some like fruit ones, some like noodle ones or vegetable ones. So please make sure that you find the right ones for your birds, and always variety is key. Also know that just because your bird's on the package doesn't mean that it has to eat this. That is not nutritionally based on the bird. It is basically just the size of the food. For example, these tiny ones is for the finches and the budgies, and then it goes a little bit bigger for your cockatiels, and then you have a little bit bigger for your conures, and then you have even bigger and bigger and bigger for your collector's birds and so on. So most of the time people think they have to purchase were the ones that have the picture of their bird on it. No, basically that's just the size of the food. I say try to stay away from anything that has a massive amount of sunflower seeds, because sunflower seeds are very high in fat and you don't want that. So make sure that your mixture will have almost no sunflower seeds, or maybe just very few. Safflower seeds are okay, but again, you don't want to make too much. That is more of a evening snack. It's be something that you would give as a treat at night, just a little bit, maybe a teaspoonful in their bowls, and they would appreciate that, I'm sure. Another thing that's very important when purchasing a new bird is to have a carrying cage, have a travel case. This would be for your medium-sized bird, this would be for your smaller bird. You can do, if it is more of an emergency, something simple like this, but it would be good to invest in something nicer, because you will use it sometimes for travel, for going to the vet, for emergency. Let's say your house is on fire and you got to put your bird somewhere, so this is good. Then you would have the little bigger ones. I have this for my African gray, so this is a good size for an African gray. And then you have a little bit bigger ones, like this one's for like a cockatoo, or something like this for a cockatoo. And then of course, if you have a macaw, you might have to be inventive, and some people actually buy small dog crates for them for a travel cage. All right, this is it for the tour of what to get when you are adopting a new bird or buying a new bird. I hope you found this video informative, and I hope I didn't forget anything. Please stay safe out there, and hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe. Thank you.